Scott, will you set the scene for everyone right now?
It's dark. I can't see anything, Trevor. And it's loud. I hear loud music. Sounds demonic. What are we getting ourselves into?
What am I getting myself into?
It's Marji, baby.
I don't want to go on too much right now because I got some focusing to do, but any last words of wisdom before I embark on this all day, possibly all night affair?
Ride safe first, ride hard second, ride fast third.
I'll take it. Hey, Scott, thank you for being here, for helping me out all day today. I'm going to be needing every little bit of support that you can give me.
I'll be here. You need me, I'll be here, buddy.
All right. Let's fucking do this.
Do it.
Wrong turn. I saw you come down over there and I was like, that's the wrong way.
Saw you over there.
Yeah, I missed it. Like
That's people miss that dump in. Probably should have moved it.
and then I went over the mat like I was leaving the.
Or you went over the second one?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, whatever.
They'll figure it out.
What do you want?
3 bottles.
2?
Yeah.
You want to sit with some food? Okay.
Do you want a burrito?
You want a porter grill?
I'm gonna stick to what I was eating before.
Right.
How was that? I mean, I remember last year it was like they kind of mixed you on and off. It like gave you some like chunky rock stuff and some sandy spots and some gravel stuff, but then paved.
I just feel like I've ridden for 7 hours. I'm not feeling bad. I just like I feel like I've been riding one.
Yeah. We should
I feel pretty good. I'm like my hands hurt.
Do you want fresh gloves? Do you want dry gloves?
I don't know what mine are.
We have them.
I grabbed a pair and I threw them in there in one of the bags. Yeah, I got a pair.
You want to sit down for a second? Chair?
I don't know.
Okay.
So there's been one token that you got?
It's not even a token. It was a piece of candy. That's all that was in there. It's weird.
Was there a bucket? Was it full of candy?
Yeah, full of candy.
Okay.
But you got one. Hopefully people don't eat them. I didn't think that. So one was fake. He said one was empty. The candy?
I hope that's true. I hope I didn't miss something.
Yeah.
How's everyone else doing?
Steve was here first out of the 50s. He hung out quite a while. He was here for quite some time. He waited, and then Greg got back in behind him. And when Greg came in, Steve kind of took off and left. Greg was actually out pretty quick, fairly quick. No, Mitch was, of course, Mitch. Mitch actually, when we pulled in and got here, Mitch was just getting He's riding strong. Still doing his 20-second pit stops.
Took a picture with the boys and stuff.
So next time you come in here, you're going to be coming from this direction? Away behind that orange tent?
You know, and it goes up there.
Yeah, so like to continue, yes, you would have gone, I think you missed it with that. So you're going to have to turn in here.
Where do I go now to get out?
Right here.
There.
Now the fun begins.
Yeah.
Now the real ride begins.
Yep.
Keep going around.
But this loop,
I know.
they got a couple spots too, but it's not as in your face all the time as like that.
First thing Michael did it.
Well, you said it's some of what you do on Polar Roll, like,
It's
right?
like that in the Polar Roll. So it's like it's not. You've got some. We'll see you at last bluff. We're not going to see you. We'll see you before you come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go to last block.
We'll go to last bluff.
Okay. How many am I supposed to be in right now?
This should, Jack should be almost 70 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, it says
You got it.
65 miles.
You're doing great.
Live tracking. 65.
That's what it says on the tracking.
Cool. See you.
All right,
Great, man.
see ya.
Awesome. Drive well. Keep it up.
Yeah, I want some food.
Okay. What do you want? Sandwiches? You want
Yeah, let's
burritos?
do a sandwich.
I'll get that. Leave it alone.
Okay.
I'll get it.
Let me have a simple burrito. That sounds good.
After we went and saw you at last bluff, we went to the finish. We saw Steve Rogers finish the 50.
Oh, that's great.
But like we saw Jordan win the race.
Oh, we did?
Dude,
That was awesome.
10 hours, 15 minutes.
Are you kidding
He
me?
was all alone, nobody
Are
else.
you? I think when I rolled through Ishpeming, I heard that.
Oh,
It
maybe.
might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, yeah.
Well,
Crazy.
no, you hit Ishmael. You would have hit Ishmael a
No.
little bit earlier than that.
Where does he cross?
So much hike a bike.
Really?
He might
So much hike a
So he
bike.
goes up there.
That was
On the since we saw you at
Was
last
that
bluff.
Sissy Pants?
Sissy Pants and
that
section
freaking rock.
18.
Section, is that the one with all the exposure?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was telling you about. So
And it's all a climb, and you're like, I'm not even gonna mess with it.
yeah, so I climbed a ton, but it was dark. I didn't even know, you don't, in the dark, you can't even see all that shit.
How you feeling?
Good.
Do you need any? Do you drink you need more than one bottle?
I have almost a full bottle.
Okay, so we have another one made for you, so we'll
Yeah,
switch it out.
let's-
Do you want some? Drink some
Let's
water.
make sure that one is topped off with water.
You don't want, you just want straight water to this bottle?
Just topped off.
Or you are, okay.
These greens are pretty good, huh?
Oh, so good.
Uh huh.
Is it Border Grill?
Yeah. Andrew picked up like 20 burritos. Or, like, I think it was like 10 burritos, but they were all cut in half.
We saw Eric Graff and Jake, I forget what that his last name is, but they said they handed out like 23 cheeseburgers. Something they went to McDonald's and got all these cheeseburgers.
Oh, they said cheeseburgers when I went by. I wasn't sure. Like,
Did you go by the worst station too?
I went by it. I didn't
Yeah, you
stop.
stop. That stretch there, Suicide Bowl, like that road, you know how you come across it a couple times?
Yeah.
Like going in AMF and then coming back and then coming up from like, then you just need to decide what you want and where you may or may not want us.
Lake Mini is 10 miles from the finish,
Yeah.
so it's 10 miles from now.
But you have a chance on that road to see us a couple times too.
Before that,
Yeah, because you remember, you go climb up the ski jump hill and all that. That all starts off from that road.
yeah.
So you probably can actually maybe even see us a couple times.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just pick a place and I'll look for you.
I'll look. Yeah, so I'll try to park as close to one of the ins or outs off of that road, and if not, or like I'll be near there. So
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be like probably another 3-hour leg. I'm thinking.
so you know what you have now.
I know.
Is the stuff that Mitch, David, you and I did. That's all you got left. That's it. You've seen it all.
I do want to, like, I don't know. It's still early to process the whole thing, but, and I've had a couple beers, but I finished, and it's, I don't know. It didn't go terrible, I guess.
No, you did great.
I'm still a little delirious, maybe. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. What time did we get to... It's not a super early start, so we didn't get to Forestville till 7 or something, but... No, it was as... If I could imagine Marji going, like, in my mind, if it would be the most perfect race, I think that's what happened today.
Yeah, you got a game plan, it's set up, and it went perfect. You're right, perfect. No bike mechanical stuff. Nutrition was good for you. Trail, I mean, no crashes. No, I mean, it's...
And, I mean, that's... So, like, it was still hard. It was still very difficult, but I was allowed to just focus on that instead of having to focus on mechanicals or focus on if I bonked or something, which I did not.
Right.
Because
your fitness was on point, your nutrition was on point, so you had a level field to then make decisions proper, things you should ride, shouldn't ride. Like, yeah, I mean, like you said, you couldn't have drawn it up much better.
And then the fact that I had the best crew running for me, which was yourself, Scott, and Rachel.
Rachel did amazing. I think we were a great team, and
It's nice to have somebody to help me.
Yeah, usually Rachel's on her own, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you did amazing. You did an awesome job. I mean, your fitness is great. Your technical ability is just growing leaps and bounds. I'm amazed to watch you now in single track, and some of the stuff I get nervous and warn you about some of these descents and things, and the way that you're handling them you're doing amazing. Yeah, I think you're a mountain biker now, Trevor.
Oh, thank you. And I'm not sure I feel like one, but I just finished Marji Gesick, so maybe I should feel like one. So
top notch.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Rachel, for going the long haul with me today. And I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll have some more concise or different thoughts, but right now I'm tired, but I'm also pretty stoked about everything. So all right, enough. All right. Well, we are several days removed at this point. The Friday after Marji. And I think myself, maybe both of us, Scott, have had some time to process the experience a little bit. I mean, if you've gotten this far into the episode and you're not super familiar with Marji, you might be kind of confused, or you may have just turned it off. But Marji Gesick, Marquette, Ishpeming, Negaunee, Michigan, UP. One of the gnarliest mountain bike races in the country. Scott, last year you took it on yourself. You finished.
I did.
And to be a finisher is the goal for. It is the goal.
It is the primary goal of that race for 99 percentile. I think is finishing is your first goal, and then you work backwards from there. Trying to put down a time that's comfortable for you or that you're happy with. I mean, all that stuff can go down later.
Or an effort that's achievable, I guess. Or you got so many people are out there multiple hours, and it's all about conserving your energy and managing that effort.
Right. I mean, and for those that don't, I mean, it's not a podium style race per se. I mean, there's no award ceremony at the end. I mean, if you have a window for a buckle that is 12 hours. If you can do this race in 12 hours or less, you're going to receive a hand-forged buckle, which is very cool. But for most people, it's pretty tough to set that kind of goal for Marji itself, just based on how tough the race is. So then from there, you start with, we need to finish and stay healthy, and and kind of go from there.
But then, so there's a buckle time, and then there's also a cutoff time.
Yes. So
which is
25 hours.
25 hours.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for a lot of people to be able to achieve that cutoff time. And that's how hard of a 100-mile mountain bike race it is. I think we were comparing it to like Lumberjack, which is another 100-mile mountain bike race in Michigan. That's Lower Peninsula. I did it in 7.5 hours earlier this year. And I finished Marji in like just under 15 hours.
Yep, and I mean, I've got similar results. I have a 8-hour, 47-minute Lumberjack, and I have a 20-hour Marji. So just hard to compare the two, even though they're both 100-mile distances.
So what, Scott, what in your mind makes Marji so difficult?
The terrain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the real game changer. I mean, because terrain includes lots of things. I mean, so you have elevation, you have rocks and roots and pitches that are different. So that's the big difference with Marji, is the type of terrain that you're on.
And I would agree. I mean, I think I've done some 100-mile mountain bike races with a lot of elevation. Cohutta has maybe a similar elevation profile in terms of total elevation gain, but those are long sustained climbs. These are just constant climbs. You're climbing, you're descending, you're climbing, you're descending, and it takes a lot out of you. But
not a lot of flow. It's
not a lot of flow, although there are some.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the scheme of things, but I mean, there is a lot of short pitch ups and downs and things like that that are pretty technical.
Scott, your dog is going to town on this bone, man.
She's having a great time.
But for me personally, and you know this, Scott, like the main difference between any other race any other riding, any other event, any other thing that I've done, the big difference, the big decider for the day, or the big thing on my mind constantly was just how technical some of the riding is. And it was something that I was concerned about. I was conscious of and worked on in the last 2 years or so to be able to take it, to feel like I was ready to take it on at all. And I will be honest, like starting at the start line, I didn't know if I was ready or not.
Well, that's been, I think, most of the focus over the last couple months was preparing yourself for the terrain in the trail. So your fitness level stays consistent through the season. You do some stuff off season. Besides fat biking, you're doing stuff on the trainer, and you're doing some racing there. You're doing your gravel racing thing throughout the year. You're constantly riding. But to prepare yourself for Marji, you focused on some more technical riding and going out and pre-riding some of the terrain up there, which, as we talked about before and we'll talk about again, you felt paid dividends for sure.
I think that was so, I mean, if we really want to back up, I believe that even though I signed up, last October for Marji, and that was the first time I signed up. In my head, I kind of had a 2-year game plan that 2 years out, I was going to start riding my mountain bike more. I was going to start doing some mountain bike races. And I didn't think I'd be ready for it last year, and I definitely was not. But I added in more mountain bike races. I got a better bike. I started to just ride more and more trail with you and the Epic crew and all those, just all the Imposta climbs that we did. That kind of stuff I was adding more and more into my training. And I thought that would prepare me until, this is a 2-year-long journey, until, a month ago when I went up there and rode a couple of those trails for the first time. And I thought, I am unprepared. I am super unprepared. I thought I was, doing the smart thing and the long game and preparing myself, and then I got up there and I rode some of those trails and I was like, I do not know what I'm getting myself into. But that experience a month ago, being able to ride some of those trails and then going up several days early, being able to ride more of those trails, it totally flipped it around, and I felt very prepared. Just in that little bit of time.
Right. You said just even a second time around on some of that stuff, even just to see it for the second time was night and day. I want to back up again before that, too, though, is Mohican. You also had Mohican on the calendar as a prep, kind of working your way into mountain biking, getting ready for Marji, and then that was really bad weather, had a mechanical. I mean, couldn't even get half of that race finished for yourself.
It was a huge training race, and kind of if anything, like a step, trying to replicate some of the day of Marji for myself. Mohican is known to be rocky, a tough course, and a lot of climbs. And I had it circled on my calendar for this year, and I had to pull out after 20 miles.
Yeah.
And that did not give me the most confidence. And I also did Lumberjack for the first time. And nothing against Lumberjack, but it's not the same type of mountain bike race.
No.
It's a fast single track. It has its own elevation, its own steep climbs, but it's a different type of race. And I'm glad I did it, and it definitely was a step in the right direction, but at the starting line, even though I had ridden even though my confidence was a little better about some of those trails, there was still quite a few question marks.
Yeah, it's a different focus. It allows you to ride single track faster for longer periods of time. So you still have to stay focused because you may get fatigued and you may get tired, but you're dealing with a little bit faster speeds and on a faster style course. Whereas in Marji, not a lot of high speed stuff, a lot more technical riding that you again have to stay hyper focused on, and I think we talked about this too a little bit. We're talking about your fitness going into that. I think that really helps with your technical riding too. I think it helps that learning curve, not getting as tired and as fatigued, and that's helped you become a skilled mountain biker.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we kind of touched on it as I was about to fall asleep on the way home from Congress Pizza in Ishpeming, but everything went so much better, or as well as I could have hoped, and I think all of this pre-riding, all of this preparation I have to thank for it. I was thinking about so our friend Mitch DeYoung, he wrote up a little something about his ride. He had an incredible ride.
Yeah.
12 hours, 8 minutes. I mean, just flew. And he said, "There's nothing special. You just put in the work." And when I think about, all I wanted to do was finish. But then on the other side of it, I'm like, you know what? It's not like I don't know. I did put in the work. I've been working on it for years. I've been kind of working up to this moment. And I think about I don't know, Marji to me has kind of become this this thing as a Michigan rider that I needed to experience, take on, and
Conquer.
experience, take on, and conquer. And I didn't know if that would be this year. I didn't know if it would be multiple years, but knowing it's like there's so many stories of Marji. There's so many people I know that have gone and done that, and I knew it was possible, but I just didn't know how long it would take me to do it. Whether it be this year, whether it be several more hours this year, or it'd be next year. But it was definitely something that I feel like I needed to check off, and I did.
So now, then you get time to settle down, you let it all sink in, and at first you talk about it as a race that I wanted check the box and do it and accomplish it, but then now that you've done that, then does your mind start to work a little bit? Say, okay, I gave myself a 2-year game plan to complete Marji. Now, could you give yourself a 2-year game plan to think about the potential of a buckle?
I don't think I have a buckle in me. I don't think I'm that skilled or fit of a rider. But I understand. I'm going to take your question. I'm just going to I get what you're saying. It's like, do you say it's checked off, I'm done with it, or do you say there's more to be done, or there's something else there?
It's hard because your race was almost. It was perfect. The weather was perfect. Everything was great. Again, we do just like we talked about. There's no mechanicals, no crashes. All the things went well, and so you need all of those things to go well again, and still try to.
And this is so. I have a couple thoughts. So the whole time I'm riding, I'm thinking, or even before I started, I thought that I would feel like this is a one and done. I kind of felt like it would be the situation that so many people go through, as they do it, they suffer, they hate it, the next day they want to sign up again. That's kind of what I thought my progression would be.
Yeah.
You were at the finish, Scott. How was I at when I finished?
You were tired. You didn't look. It didn't look like you were up all night long, or that. It just you look like you had a hard, long day on the bike.
Okay.
You did. You look great. I've seen a lot of people come across that finish line into the wee hours of the morning. There's a lot of emotion that's shed at that finish line. And I feel like it touched you a little bit too, that getting across the finish line there as you embraced your wife, Rachel. And but as far as your physical appearance,
I look like shit.
Listen, there's photographic evidence. You looked good.
Well, it's not so much how I looked, but I'll tell you how I felt.
Yeah, you tell us how you felt.
I was absolutely. How can you not be stoked and excited and just super happy that you finished? But I guess there wasn't a single moment the whole day that I thought, I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to do this ever again. In fact, it was the complete opposite. It was, this is way more enjoyable than I had ever anticipated. And the challenge, there was a lot of challenging aspects to it, but that challenge was, I loved it. I loved it. there were like fun parts of trail that I got to ride, and I got to experience so much trail, and it was just a blast riding. You didn't repeat anything the whole day for 107 miles or whatever. You didn't repeat a single part, and that was amazing. And then the hard stuff, I just thought was so, I don't know, it was almost like you just kind of like, this is, of course it's going to be hard. And I had a great time with that as well. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but like I expected the worst, and it turned out to be not that.
Well, that has to do with preparation too. I mean, you prepared yourself for the worst, and in part of your preparation, with all things going well, you succeeded. And you also have a racer mentality. I mean, you've done lots of races, nothing like Marji, but as a racer, you're able to put yourself in those positions where whether it's pushing yourself extra hard, dealing with a little bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort. It's kind of part of the process. We kind of thrive off of that a little bit, and Marji allows you to do that for sure. And you've got it's a head game. So even when things are going well, it's a long day. So
like, I mean, kind of to your question though, it's so finishing and kind of reflecting back, it's like, yeah, I really enjoyed the day. And would I want to have a day just like I had? Absolutely. Would I like to have a day that stuff went perfect and I pushed myself even harder? Absolutely. Do I realize that might be impossible? Absolutely. Like, I don't know if lightning doesn't strike twice. And I realize that it's at a certain point you're kind of playing with fire sometimes, and it doesn't always go perfect. I mean, even a road ride doesn't go perfect, and I know that from last year when I crashed like super hard, and so to get through that course and get to the finish line healthy, it's like, do I try this again, or just do I do it the same way? Like, is it dumb to push myself and put myself in jeopardy, or do I just go out and would I sign up and do it again? Absolutely. Yeah. Right now, I would say absolutely I would do it again. Should I? Unfortunately, I'm going to be tempted to now want to push myself harder and do a little better, which I guess that's not terrible to do, but hopefully that doesn't cause some issues. Yeah.
Well, you got to have a little bit. It's a little bit of a gambler's mentality, right? You've got a lot of things have to go right.
You wouldn't be riding Marji at all if you didn't have that kind of
exactly. So it's, and like you said, that's for most mountain bikers to be able to go up to Marquette and Ishpeming-Nagani area and ride those trails is like just a joy. Like anytime we get to get up there and ride those trails, we love it. So to stack all those trails together in one day, I mean, it's fun. I can't say it's like a dream come true. It's like a nightmare come true. It's just because it's so tough, but you love it so much. Well, it is. It's hard not to go and want to try it again.
So last year you did the same thing. You finished. What was your takeaway? Like, looking back at it, do you say, I want to do that again? Or do you say, I'm one and done? Do you say, what are your thoughts on that?
I can't answer whether I'll do it again, but I'm closer to...
Not whether. Just like, is it something you would ever
I would
want?
Definitely consider it. Yeah, I would definitely consider it, for sure. I would consider it. I know for me, it seems like I'm getting a little lazier in my fitness, and I know what it takes, or you should have in the arsenal to go up there and attempt that race to be successful. And I've never DNF'd a race, and I've never quit a race, and so that's a lot to put on the plate. I mean, it's a lot of pressure to put on myself. So I think that's some of the reason that keeps me from immediately signing up every year. But I think I need to take my look at that event differently. Like, I can't consider it like that. I think I have to consider it just as an annual challenge, and begin, because I can do all the right things, and maybe Mother Nature has other plans for me, or something, or the bike gods have other plans for me. So I just need to change my mindset a little bit and not be so hard on myself about whether I'm able to complete it or not, and just choose it as an annual challenge, and go out there and try to get as far as I can, and no matter what's thrown at me. And so I think that's really on me, that because it is an amazing event, and I did have a little bit of a FOMO, watching everybody ride. We did go up early, so I got to ride the trails, which was great.
We rode quite a bit.
Yeah, so that was awesome. But like, just the day of the event, the morning, it's dark, the fires are going, everybody's lined up, the music's blaring, they do the national anthem on the guitar. Like, that's like, at that point in time, I was like, oh man, now I'm missing it. Like,
that was a question of mine. Like, of course, I get it, and you would miss racing. At the end of the day, your experience of the day versus last year, not even versus last year, just your experience, because you certainly were a part of the whole day with me, with like other riders. You had a very intimate part to do with Marji this year, still, not even as a rider.
Absolutely. I mean, as a support crew. I mean, you feel a responsibility that you want to do all the right things for your racer. Be in the right spots, be at the right time, get help whatever they need. So yeah, there was a sense of accomplishment when you crossed that finish line. Mm-hmm. I was super stoked and so excited. I mean, obviously you're my friend. And you, that was amazing to see all my friends finish. And everybody that came across the line. I mean, I was super happy for everyone. It is an impressive day. But for you especially, was because I feel like I had a little bit
you had a lot to do with that. A lot of it. And I
well, no, it's not a lot, but it's teamwork.
To have someone that had been through it and ridden it and knows what someone might need, or where to go, I think it was so helpful. I mean, and like, we played those couple things as we were at Jackson Mine Park. I mean, some of that stuff, I just relied on you. I was like, what's going on now? Like, what's the next part? And yeah, I kind of knew that, this part's going to be Ramba, and then this next part's going to be more Ramba. But I kind of knew what was going on, but still, at those moments, I needed to just have someone to say, what's next? What's coming up next? And then just like the logistics of getting bottles and meeting me here and there.
Well, that's the point. It takes some of the pressure off of you. You just Trevor, you keep pedaling, and we'll be there. Where's there? Don't you worry about it. You'll find us. You'll see us.
And I realized, like, not everyone has that luxury. I felt pretty fortunate, very fortunate, to have, I mean, wasn't only you, it was Rachel, my parents were up. I mean, there's just like a big crew of people as support, as emotional support. And it did help. I mean, of course it helped to have like the logistics and the things, but like just to have a lot of people there, and especially a lot of people at the finish. I mean, it was so cool to finish. I knew you and Rachel were going to be there. I figured my parents might be there, but I wasn't sure. And then it turned out like all the Epic crew were there.
Yeah.
They stuck around and watched me finish, which was awesome. Rob Meendering was putting in some overtime, and he clocked back in, and he stuck around. And that was, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have that like finishing line moment that I mean, you kind of hope to have.
Yeah, that's a good little story. Let's talk about that for a second. I ran into Rob Meendering. He was obviously there.
Photographer Rob Meendering.
Yeah, and he was doing. He was putting in a long day as well, and he was just about ready to leave. And I told
What time was this? Like 9?
This is about 10. It was about 10 o'clock.
Well, didn't you see him first, and then he was?
Well, you're right. In fact, I saw him at about 9 o'clock, and he said he was leaving. And then an hour later, at 10 o'clock, I said, I thought you were leaving. And he said, well, I am leaving now because my battery's dying on my camera. And I said, you know what? I think Trevor's going to be rolling in the next 10, 15 minutes. If you can make it and hang out, that'd be cool. He goes, I tell you what, I will turn my camera off and save my battery, and I'm going to hang out. And
he knew I was going to buy about $200 worth of photos, so it was worth it.
But he stayed. He stayed there, and just
did, yeah.
almost clockwork. About 10, 15 minutes later, you came rolling into the finish line, and there's some amazing photography to prove it. So, thank you, Rob, for hanging out.
Yeah, it really captured that moment, and it's what I don't know. It was cool to see all those people, and that's what you want to see after riding for 15 hours.
So I want to talk about the SAG stops.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
So that chemistry was created. I know. Well, it was given to me off a spreadsheet from Lori and Mitch DeYoung,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if Mitch is the original creator of those stops or if this is something that's been passed down along the lines. I mean, obviously, at all the stops that you saw us at, there was multiple SAG crews at most of those locations.
They seem like popular spots. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so, but those guys had laid out all those stops. It was the same stops we've used multiple years. Used those when Bob and Ray attempted to do the 100 two years ago.
Yep.
It was the same locations that we used.
That was the year that we did the Marji Gesick Roundtable episode.
Right, at the Cooper's house.
Yep.
And then last year, that was the same stops that Bob and Dawn were at for my race. And then, again, we just used it again this year.
And they were, I tell you what, it was great.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, so the race starts off at Forestville Trailhead, heads out
just north of Marquette.
Yeah. And then heads up to Harlow Lake and comes back. Oh, which by the way, you do actually re-ride some trail.
What do you re-ride?
There's the road from Harlow Lake. There is a section I think that's out and that does come back the same direction. It's like a 2-track thing. It's something or road.
Oh well, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? But then we stayed at Forestville for your return trip. It was about 18 miles in, and then from there we went to the American Mall, which is just near the Lowe's timing strip, and that's just part of the iron ore trail that runs behind that building, and it's real easy access. And that's after you get finished.
There's a ton of people there.
And that's a good spot. I mean, you're just getting done of all the gnarly stuff on the North Trail.
30-ish miles in at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then from there we go over to.
That's Jackson Mine after that, right?
No.
Jeez, I don't remember.
No, we got to go to NTN South.
Oh, that's right.
Go to South Trails.
Yep.
And then after South Trails, we just scooch right over to Marquette Mountain.
Oh my God, there's so many more.
Just go to
it's
Marquette
a long
Mountain. Which actually, funny story is, your awesome SAG crew almost missed you at South Trails. So when it's early in the race and you've got other riders that you're watching, it's easy to want to kind of hang out and try to watch some of those other riders come in after you've sagged your racer. And so it's easier to do that early, but as the miles start to tick down and everybody's pace is a little bit different, the riders all start to spread out. So you can't really hang out any longer. You got to be responsible for your rider. So I think that's
Thank
probably
you for
what
being
got
responsible.
us. But yeah, we literally, you rolled into South Trail parking lot about a minute and a half after we just got there. So we're like, that was close. But everything else, timing wise was perfect. I mean, I don't think we ever waited more than 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
At any of our stops for you. I mean, it just all went well. Yeah, but so then after Marquette Mountain, then you go over to Jackson
Mine.
Yep, you go to Jackson Mine Park. And then after
I think those are, South Trail was pretty busy, but Jackson Mine Park seems to be like a couple of the main, because you roll through there twice.
Well, this is that's also the first location where you're running now into 50-mile racers as well.
Oh, that's right.
So everything
that's right.
everything before that
Yep.
was only 100-mile racers.
Yep.
So now you're coming into Jackson Mine Park, and that's the same
Yeah.
first stop for people that are doing the 50-mile.
And that's what I captured a little bit of, or that's what we had at the beginning of this episode, was some of the chaos that is Jackson Mine Park.
Yeah, and at Jackson Mine, we were able to set up a tent and some chairs and some cool, and have everybody kind of have a base camp for 100-milers and 50-milers, because you also return to that same location again. Now, we did have a stop between your
Yep.
return to Jackson
Yep.
Park. We went to Last Bluff,
Yeah.
right before you dump down into Ishpeming. And then again, you go into Jackson Mine for the second time, and then we went to Cedar Lake, or others know it as Lake Minnie.
But before that, right before Suicide.
Oh, we did get you at Suicide. See,
Yeah.
I'm even missing
Yeah,
stops.
yeah.
Well, that was all. That's kind of like a flow, right? So
Yeah.
Suicide Bowl Road runs all the way back down to Lake Minnie, but
Cedar Lake, yeah.
the race crosses over that road several times. So
It's like the worst paved road in America.
it is.
or something.
It is.
It's paved, right?
It's paved to a point, and then
Okay,
it turns to
okay,
gravel.
okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, we did see you one more time there before.
And
we
then
went
I
to
didn't
Lake
see you after Lake Minnie or
Nope, Lake Minnie,
And it's crazy. I was thinking about this with the dark, and I was really afraid about riding in the dark, but it was still light at Lake Minnie.
It was just
and
just
then
starting to turn.
and then it from then on I had to use lights.
Yeah,
And
matter of
that was
fact-
still like 2 hours.
Matter of fact, right as you were coming in, there would be some bikes would come in with lights on, and some were still coming in with lights off. It started to
I
just.
I can't remember. Maybe I did turn a helmet light on before that. I must have. I think
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty dark in the woods. But those stops, it seems like a lot. Some of them were quick. Some of them I just grabbed a bottle. I think even I ended up with a full bottle of like mixed, like I probably maybe I didn't need all the stops, but it was helpful to have all those in between stops, and there was no reason I wouldn't have wanted to stop and I was in no rush either. Like,
Yeah. And let's talk about your nutrition and actually what fueled you through Marji.
I've been thinking about this. I was just talking to Sebastian and Tristan about this on a ride yesterday. Because I was going back and forth between whether I carry bottles only or a hydration pack and bottles, which my go-to for 100-mile races or any long-distance stuff would be to kind of do a dual thing. Pure water in my hydration pack, and then really concentrated calories in my bottles of Infinite Go Far. And, we talked back and forth about, like, what I should be doing, or, like, what would be the right thing to do. I think I decided because the weather was a certain way, or because I had the hydration pack with you guys, full of water.
Yep, we could smell it.
You could smell it. Smell the water.
It's your hydration pack.
It smelled?
I think Rachel thought it was
I don't think that was a smelly thing. There's probably some other smelly things, but
maybe not the packets, but maybe the actual vest. and
no, the
whole
vest.
thing.
Yeah, no, that could be. Yeah, that's
yeah.
probably very smelly.
yeah, I think that was the part.
But so I decided to, instead of like just dumping a ton of the calories or the mixture into the bottles, I just went with the recommended 2 scoops, which was like 280 calories per bottle. And I bet I did 10 or 11 bottles of that throughout the whole day. But that's all I was doing. I mean, I stayed on that, like, that's what I was doing on the bike. On some of the stops, I would eat a sandwich.
And if
or
you've listened to the audio
I'm eating the whole
during
time.
the Jackson Mine stops, you could. it may be hard to understand Trevor because I think he never stopped chewing food.
So that was the game plan. Calories in the bottle, and then when I stopped to do real food, it's just to mix that up a little bit. And then I would down a bottle of pure water on some of those stops, just to have like a full, just pure water, just to make sure I stayed hydrated. And that was important. It was cool, but I was sweating my ass off.
And your go-to solid food initially was turkey and cheese sliders.
Yeah, I just made like turkey and cheese sandwiches. Yeah, a small
no,
little.
No condiments, just dry turkey and cheese.
I did a couple like pickles and then the Border Grill burrito, which was amazing.
And you actually didn't eat. I don't think you ate.
I may have had 3 or 4 of those sliders.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think I'm trying to remember when the first time you actually had a slider, and I don't.
I think it was South Trail.
It was South Trail. Yeah,
I think so.
Yep, it was South Trail.
Yep,
right next to the pickle shot ladies.
And by that time, you're 40 miles in. I'm not sure. Oh, he's gonna look at the spreadsheet, which he printed out. Scott's the kind of guy that still prints out his driving directions. It doesn't matter. It's fine. But that was the first time I had a sandwich. They were good. I mean, that was a pretty good. So the sandwich idea was from Crusher, and for some reason I was like, let's just have like small sandwiches. And so I made a couple small sandwiches, and like 100 or so miles in, Rachel met us all, and she had some sandwiches that we made up. And I remember as I'm eating them thinking, these are the most delicious sandwiches I've ever had. So I wanted to kind of replicate that. But yeah, so nutrition was
on point.
It was on point, but the realization I had is I would run super concentrated go far before, and maybe it wasn't always the best with my stomach.
Yeah.
But having it at like like the recommended 2 scoops, 280 calories per bottle, I could kind of go all day with that.
Yeah, and having the advantage of having a crew that's going to be at multiple spots, 9 different places for you, 10 different places for you to be able to do, you didn't have to carry as much, so it allowed you to do that and not have
to spread it out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like sometimes you don't have that luxury of being able to spread out all your calories. You have to kind of concentrate them into certain things, but it worked really well, and I never had any issue with that whatsoever. So yeah, that was that. I mean, of the many things that went well for sure.
Yeah, and then another big thing is, I mean, you say like, oh, you didn't crash, like you had no crashes, like that's a big deal, and that doesn't. So somebody can say, well, yeah, you didn't crash if you don't ride it, but that's part of the game plan. Everybody's off. You're going to be off your bike at some point. You're going to be walking something. You're going to be pushing something. You're going to be just so. I mean, that's just being smart about the game. And,
I mean,
because even some of the best riders, if it's if the traffic's not right, if other riders are on certain lines and things like that, it's not a safe or smart move to try to attempt to ride something because you think you should or could, and so that's part of staying healthy for the race.
I mean, I think I knew I rode within myself, and in terms of the technical, and I mean. Were there a lot of like immediate foot downs and dabs and almost crashes, and did I smash both hands into mini trees, or did I my fork is all gnarled up from hitting rock, and I mean it got gnarly. But did I have a true crash? No.
Yeah.
Did I ride some stuff that I was like, holy moly, like I can't believe I just rode that? Yeah, I mean I rode. I feel pretty good about what I rode. I don't feel like I wimped out on anything, and I feel like I was smart about the other things, you know, and yeah, it's so weird with other people, you know, you go through a spot where like I totally should have been able to ride through that, but you know, you're behind someone or something happens, or you know, you yourself, you like clip a pedal and it stops your momentum, so you can't get through something, and then you have to walk a section, which is, you know, it's probably where the photographers are or whatever.
It's hard, and it's also hard to restart on some of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Even like if you like you said, you dab, you take a foot off, or you stop, even though it's crashed. But it's like some of those to get back going, depending on how steep something is or how technical something is. Sometimes it's almost like, well, now I've got to walk an extra 30 yards because I can't get my bike rolling again yet.
And it was, I mean, and you have to be okay with walking stuff. And I knew.
Did you walk, Trevor?
No, never. I never did. Never did.
So what's that sound bite?
What?
So much walking.
So much hike-a-bike.
So much hike-a-bike. So much hike-a-bike.
There was a lot of hike-a-bike. I told you this, and I mean, speaking of hike-a-bike, the last section of Ramba, is the part that scared me a month or so ago when we did some pre-riding after Ortashore, and it kind of haunted me for maybe a month of like, I'm going to have to ride this. It's probably going to be in the dark, and I don't know if it's going to make me or break me. It's probably going to break me. This Amazon is certainly coming for this house. Here. Yes, it is. Should we interview her?
If they drop this package off here, it'll be the third Amazon package of the day. And 2 of them were mine.
Oh, giving Andrea crap, but it's actually
no, I went on a little spree.
Is it a Night Rider light? Yeah, your replacement light is actually coming to my house.
Oh, you did? You actually did buy
from Amazon, yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
I lost one of the casualties. It's like the only casualty.
Yeah.
Is a Night Rider 900 Mini or whatever it was, and it just like popped out of one of my bags or something. Not sure what happened there, but
and it also happened like at a spot. It was, you rolled into Jackson, and it was like,
it's gone.
Like, just check. Okay, we put the outbound light on the front of the bike, and we're like, okay, you've got that Mini in the pouch there. Put it on your head when you're ready to use it. And like, we went to check for it, and it wasn't there. So it was like, I mean, yeah, it sucked that it fell out, but like, it was no harm, no foul as far as what it affected your riding, because we realized it was gone before you needed it, and we were able to replace it with another one. And
it's good that I didn't like get a flat or have a mechanical and then have like be on the side of the trail for a bit and need a light and then look and not have one.
Yeah,
that could have been an issue.
I mean, you could ride with just a bike light out there, but I would not recommend just a single bike light.
But I didn't have no, that's what I mean. Like, if
yeah, but it was plenty. It was plenty early enough. Yeah, it was plenty early enough. I don't think you would have needed anything, but and you would have had that the big bike. But yeah, I mean, I think a dual light situations for sure on the bike, on the helmet is what you need for. I think that's something you need for most single track, but especially Marji.
This is the first time I had that much light, and it was fine. It was good. Oh yeah, I think I was talking about, though, that last section of Ramba, and worried about it, knowing it would be hike-a-bike. But I told you this. when I got to Jackson Mine Park the second time, and leaving there, I had so much confidence that I was like, I got this. It's done. Like, all I have to do is this 3-hour leg.
Oh, so easy.
But I knew I could do it.
Well, and at that point, you knew everything ahead of you.
Yep.
You had ridden everything ahead of you. I mean, you had pre-ridden other sections of the race in Marquette and Jackson 1. Like, there's parts, but like the actual complete course from leaving Jackson Mine for the last time to the finish line, you'd seen it all.
Yep.
So you knew what to. I mean, yeah. Were you going to get some, lose daylight and have to ride some of that at night? Yes, absolutely. But you knew the trail ahead of you. So I feel like that must have given you a boost of confidence as well.
It did, absolutely. And then, like, rolling into Lake Minnie, I was like, all of a sudden I'm there. I'm like, holy cow. And it's crazy that in my head, that last section of Ramba, that last 20 so miles, is basically 38 special on, but that doesn't happen until after. That doesn't happen until after Lake Minnie.
Yeah.
All that stuff happens in a matter of in 10 or 11 miles or less. Yeah. And then there was like all this mud and the whole like ORV trail that with the slab, and there's all this mud right before you get to 38 special, and then everything's slippery. And then you get to those like rock slab parts. But I don't know, for some reason in my head I'm like, that's like a really long and drawn out, but it's pretty concentrated, and it's all at the end. But we were talking about Crybaby. Remember, like I didn't know we had done Crybaby, and I knew that was towards the end, and the whole time I'm like, where's Crybaby? Where's Crybaby? And then I'm on pavement, and I'm like, oh, Crybaby was way back there somewhere.
That's when you know you must be feeling decent.
Well, I don't know, or you're
just delirious.
You just don't know where the hell you are. But if I felt confident when I left Jackson Mine the second time, Jackson Mine Park, when I got onto that pavement, I'm like, Jasper Knob, and and I kind of soaked it in. There was like there's no reason I needed to. Okay, like kind of backing up. That last section after Jackson Mine Park, in my head, I'm like, I think I can break 15 hours, and that wasn't the reason I was out there. I was out there to finish, but then I was just starting to do the numbers. I'm like, I think I can break 15 hours. I think that is a real possibility. Riding, whatever. Get to Cedar Lake, Lake Minnie. Still pretty good possibility. But I also knew that that next 11 miles is going to be hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I'm starting to crunch the numbers a little bit. I'm like, well, all I have to do is average over 5 miles an hour. Well, that's not very easy when you're off your bike walking and you're looking at 2 miles an hour. You're going up hills. You're going through mud. But it did get to a point where I was like, oh, it's definitely happening. I'm going to be able to break 15 hours.
And that was a goal.
Pretty easily.
I had that was the number
You thought
I had in
15
my head.
was,
I had
yeah.
15 hours as a kind of a baseline target for you. I thought that would, be in an amazing time, first attempt, all things considered. And yeah, I mean, as the day went on and as you rolled in all the stops, and yeah, I thought, yeah, this is going to happen.
You got it. And I mean, and I said this to many people, and maybe it was just to downplay it or whatever, but it's like my goal was to finish, and then I hoped to finish before midnight. And so that was kind of where I was hoping to get. And then when I saw that I could maybe finish in less than 15 hours. I was pretty happy about that. So getting onto the pavement and then going up Jasper Knob, I'm like, oh, I'm absolutely gonna. I was well below 15 hours at that point. I mean, and so going up Jasper Knob was so fun to, like, people were bombing down Jasper Knob, and I was just like screaming at them like hell yeah.
Yeah, because
Great
so
job!
You know, if you don't know, Jasper Knob's out and back.
Yep.
I mean, it does split off.
Well, I guess there's another part of the trail that you repeat. Jasper.
You're right. The top half of Jasper Knob, but then you get halfway down and then it splits, and then you take another trail off the bottom of it. But yeah, that is also a repeat spot.
Yeah, but yeah, it was the best climb of the whole day, just because I knew it was the last one.
I could have given you some more motivational text, but I know you weren't getting my text messages on your head unit. But I should have given you the 15-minute warning on the beer tent.
Well, and so now I'm mad that my goal wasn't just to get a beer, like a real beer, and I missed it by 15 minutes.
Just missed. That's like missing a buckle.
Yeah,
missing the beer tent.
I mean, some people go for buckles, other people go for beers.
Yeah.
But we had plenty of beers at Congress, so
yeah, we did. That was actually that was surprising to me. The Congress
stays open till 2 or something.
There's that, and also the bike shop stayed open really late.
Yep.
But it also really wasn't very busy on the inside. But apparently, the secret is ordering to-go pizzas.
To-go pizzas, yeah.
So very busy. They were very busy making pizzas, but there was plenty of room inside for us to sit down.
I don't know why it was a
relax.
secret. I mean, I was pretty happy to sit down, and they had plenty of beer there. So
I just think that time of night, it gets pretty late. Most people that are crossing the finish line at that point in time are they're ready to get home. Get a shower, whatever. Get
the
some
finish line when we left Congress. Almost 2:00 in the morning. The finish line was way more hopping than when I finished at 10:15 or 10:45 or no 10:15. 10:15. It was crazy, which tells you about I don't know,
it tells you about the types of people that do this race and what kind of time it takes to get this done for most people. I mean, there's a lot more people finishing, in 20 hours than there is in 15 hours, and it's a tough ride.
I think at this point I've had many episodes related to focused on Marji Gesick. It's definitely been one of the... I mean, each episode I would get more and more like, maybe I should do it. Maybe that's something I should experience. Maybe it's something I can possibly do. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's crazy for me to look back and think that I talked to people about it on mic without actually knowing, on this side of it's like, wow, I had no idea about it.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much about, even just going up and experiencing it is what you need to do. I was clueless. On this side, not being clueless anymore, it's like, wow, it was an experience that I would say exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
I thought it would be I wasn't sure if it would live up to the hype, honestly. I thought it'd be hard, and that would be the hype. It's just gonna be a hard day, and that's it.
Yeah, that was kind of a question I jotted down about expectations versus reality, how that worked out for you, and if it did fulfill all things hyped Marji.
I would say it's better. I would say it's better than I thought. I knew people loved it. I knew there's a whole community of Marji people. There's a whole thing with it, and
the appreciation for those who have now that you've done it, those that have done it,
and to be fair, I always appreciated that. I always appreciated the people that finished, and I always appreciated the difficulty that I knew it was going to be. It just turned out to be more of an experience for me. It was difficult. It was hard. It was enjoyable. It was emotional. It was all of the things. And I go back through my like cycling journey, my Michigan cycling journey, and I think of people like Brett Miller, and I think of people like all of my friends that have done this and experienced it in their own way, and it's not like I need to go. Maybe I'll take some words back. Like, it's not like I need to go conquer this. It's just I need to be a part of it.
There you go.
And there's so many people that have been a part of it, and I'm not sure I understood that until I did it. And just it was just so, like, all the conversations I've had with friends, with other riders, it's been so inspiring. It was so inspiring. It was the inspiration I needed to go out and do it. And
you killed it, man. Congratulations, buddy. That was an amazing day. I think you had an amazing ride, and I was just glad and honored to be part of it, to be a part of your journey.
Yeah, and I'm glad you were there too. I'm glad so many people were there. So, anyways, go do Marji. Go take it on. Go do it. Like, prepare the correct way, and experience it. Whether you ride it, whether you race it, whether you do the 50, whether you do. I mean, just
or even whether you sag, or
that's what I'm saying.
Even sag, or just go up there to experience it. You know, if you, I think it's an amazing day. Just to be a part of the event, no matter what side of the race you're on.
Yeah.
It's an amazing day.
Anything else before we're done with this? Registrations Friday the 13th. Oh shit!
The irony.
Hell, man.
I will be in Moab.
Yeah. Enjoy that. Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Thank you for...
Yeah, thank you, Trevor.
The Dirty Chain Podcast is a Michigan Midpack media production in partnership with KOM Cycling, the source for your bike accessories and necessities. Connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Dirty Chain Podcast. Email dirtychainpodcast@gmail.com. If you are enjoying the podcast, please leave us a rating and review on whatever platform you use to listen. Audio editing and original music by myself, Trevor Gibney. A huge thank you to Scott, to Rachel, to my parents, to all the people that helped out during the Marji Gesick, to Todd Poquette and Danny Hill for putting on such an amazing race, to all of my friends who have attempted, who have lined up, who have taken Marji Gesick on, who have finished. Thank you for the inspiration I needed to start, participate, and finish this amazing event. And of course, thank you all for listening to the Dirty Chain Podcast. And as always, keep your chain clean, but get your chain dirty. We will see you in the mid-pack.